What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Disc Golf Nerd Plastic Podcast. In this episode, I wanted to break down some of the recent press releases from the 2018 Disc Golf Pro Tour. The Pro Tour will be entering, I believe, its third season. It's been really great so far. I'm a huge fan. I think they're making good moves in the right direction. I want to support them best I can, and I want to just let you guys know some of the stuff that's going on in case you're not keeping up to date with any of the press releases or anything like that. I got this in email from Seth, the kind of media manager from Pro Tour, from the Disc Golf Pro Tour. From what I understand, I could be wrong about that, but I think that's kind of Seth's role. I interact with him a lot on the Smashbox chat boards. And yeah, I just can't wait for the season to get started. I'm chomping at the bit to watch our best players out there taking on the course, battling each other to find out who the best players are on that given weekend. Seems like almost every weekend there's some kind of great event to watch during the season, and I just can't wait to get back to it. Disc Golf Pro Tour is bringing us more coverage than ever. That's part of the press release I wanted to talk about the most. But there's a few other things as well. The National Tour, of course, is starting up very soon as well, and I'm always excited about that. But the Memorial, if I'm not mistaken, is under the Disc Golf Pro Tour banner this season. So the Pro Tour will be kind of kicking off the tour proper overall. So I think that's cool. Be interesting. February 28th, the Memorial starts out there in Scottsdale, Arizona. There's been some changes to the Memorial as well. I might do an episode talking about that as it gets closer, or perhaps wrapping it up once it's done, but that remains to be seen. I'm not sure if I'm going to do kind of tournament coverage on the Plastic Podcast this year. If you guys enjoy my take on it for whatever reason, let me know. Otherwise, I may or may not do that. Maybe just for certain events that I really, really want to, or if there's something specific I wanted to bring up. But in terms of just breaking down every event and going through results and stuff like that, I don't know if that's necessarily my place here on the Plastic Podcast. I think other people do a better job of that overall, and I'm not really trying to do the research to look up every little stat and all the different things. Maybe, depends on the event, we'll see. I'm for sure going to do one for Beaver State just because I'm going to be out there and always want to break down, from my perspective, the Beaver State Fling for you guys at least, just because I know I'm going to be out there spectating. I've already taken off work for it and all that good stuff, so yeah, ready to go. Okay, so a few different things. I have 4 different separate press release articles. Let's start off with the basket approval. The Pro Tour will be modifying our 2018 basket approval process. Our previous 2-step approval process relied on approval by the PDGA that the basket met their championship level criteria, and that a 75% approval from the players. This process put the onus on the players to go out and test the baskets, provide feedback, and in some cases say no to a manufacturer, potentially even a manufacturer that sponsors them. This is a difficult position to be put in, and we've decided to adjust accordingly. So going forward, the Pro Tour will be making an internal assessment of any championship level basket that requests to be part of the DGPT approved basket list. If the results are positive, we will add the basket to our list. If they're negative, we will privately reach out to the company of the basket, the manufacturer of the basket, and discuss why. The primary criteria for approval will be consistency in catching discs that should be caught. This assessment will be based off of input from various trusted third parties as well as the Disc Golf Pro Tour staff. So I'm paraphrasing this stuff just so you guys know, but I am kind of reading along. So yeah, essentially, if you request to be an approved basket, they're going to test it independently and then kind of let you know one way or the other. They go on to say no basket is perfect. No basket can be perfect until our sport defines what discs ought to be caught. As a sport, until we define acceptable/ideal velocity, angles of attack, RPMs for putts, we will not be able to completely define how good a basket is. One disc that is not caught is not a reason to disqualify a basket, but repeated demonstrations on inconsistent catching need to be reviewed. I think that's great. I think it's smart to pay attention to the baskets and be realistic about it. Some of them catch better than others. We should use the ones that catch the best. Period. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to disapprove of that. I understand how some people feel that certain putts shouldn't be caught, or certain other putts should be, but all that's pretty subjective. I feel like if you get it inside the chain assembly and it's not just a ridiculous amount of speed, it should be caught by the basket. And also, if you get it inside the chain assembly and it's moving very slowly, those should be caught as well. Some baskets will throw out slower putts. It'll kind of push it out with the weight of the chains. That's not great. And people also take offense to baskets that catch when you really slam it in. I feel like if it's coming in and hitting the full chain assembly, it should stay in most of the time. That's all I think about it. And baskets that are consistently bouncing off the pole and throwing putts out of them, I don't think should be used at the highest level of the game. I think one of the things that makes disc golf look silly are spit outs. There's not other sports where you can essentially complete the task and then have it rejected. If the ball goes in the hoop in basketball, it's good. It doesn't matter. It can't bounce back out again. I mean, certain times it can if it doesn't actually fall through and it bounces off the inside of the rim and kicks out. I guess that happens, but ultimately, a basket should catch well, and if we can demonstrate that a basket is not catching very well, it shouldn't be used by the professional level players in the game. I think that's a pretty fair statement to say. If there are particular baskets that are known to catch inconsistently and cause issues for our top players, that should be reviewed, and those baskets probably shouldn't be used for a professional tour. The guys are playing for big money, big titles. One putt could decide a world championships. One spit out could decide a world championships, and change a player's life forever. If a player wins some of these big events, it can change their life forever. If you get a signature disc with a big manufacturer for winning a world championships or something along those lines, that can be life-changing for these players, and it can come down to one spit out for that to happen. If we look back at different world championships over the past decided by playoffs, you go back to those previous 7 rounds or whatever, 5 rounds before that playoff took place, one stroke would have decided that without the playoff. Think about it that way. Sure, it's one spit out here and there, but at the highest level of the game, these margins are very small. And if any spit outs that are dead center into the heart of the chains are just unacceptable to me. I'm not into that. Frustrating, and we'll see. So at this point, we have data from many rounds on many baskets, and we have an acceptable level of non-catches. A catch rate of 98% is acceptable. A catch rate of less than 95% will be reviewed. As long as the newly approved baskets meet or are better than the current acceptable range, they will remain on the list of approved baskets. So we'll see how that goes and what baskets actually end up being approved and used for the Disc Golf Pro Tour this season. I'm assuming the Disc Golf, the MVP Black Hole Pro, I believe is the name of their basket. I think that basket will be used, or the portal. I'm not sure what the name of the championship level, tournament level, permanent installation basket from MVP is, but I imagine those baskets are going to be used at Maple Hill, as they are now the title sponsor of the Maple Hill Open. We'll see how that goes. It's not currently on the approval list, but I imagine this kind of change to that opens it up a little bit, that they can kind of bring in some new baskets as needed for the tour. So that's the first press release covered. Let's move on. So the Disc Golf Pro Tour has also hired a festival coordinator. His name is Patrick. I think it's Graziani is my best guess at his last name. Sorry, Patrick, if I butchered that. Graziani. I'm going to say Graziani. That's my official guess. Patrick will be our new festival coordinator. Essentially, what he'll be doing is running the Festival of the Flying Discs. So if you're not sure about that and what that is, essentially the Disc Golf Pro Tour runs a small, or I guess not small, they run a festival during all of their events in the spectator area for people to come and have a great time. So you can bring your family. They might not be as into disc golf as you are. They can hang out at the festival, have a great time while you go spectate the main round, or you can all go spectate the round and also take part in the festival and have a great time. So he will be responsible for creating a fun, music-filled, inviting atmosphere where everyone can play games, win prizes, and walk away happier. There'll be it's a great place to buy special discs and merchandise from the Festival Fly Mart. Helps bring friends and families who may not be disc golf nuts like us to come and enjoy a day watching and playing. So there'll be the wall of boxes. You buy a box from the wall there, and you randomly can get all kinds of different stuff, from Zukas to Keens, disc golf bags. Each box has at least the value of the box purchase, if not much more. Again, people are winning like baskets last year and Zuka cards and bags, free pairs of Keen shoes, like awesome prizes like that. So that's cool. The Silly Pint Challenge, teams of 3 try to knock down a 45 Silly Pint pyramid. Best score over the season wins a basket, Azuka and Keens. That's pretty cool. So they keep track of that over the season. New games, they have the DD Junior Recruit Pyramid, the Latitude 64 Sake Bomb Challenge, Disc Golf, Disc Crafts Pendulum Putts. So various like carnival type games that are all disc golf and disc related, so that's fun. And also the Festival Fly Mart, in addition to all the Disc Golf Pro Tour merch, will also be featuring additional vendors in the festival, and so you can buy plastic and other goodies while you're out there spectating the event. Plus, you got Disc Tac-Toe, MVP's Portal Putting Pole, the Paragon mile per hour speed range, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So that's going to be really cool. Patrick was apparently the tournament director of the Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open National Tour event in 2017. Also, the Pro Tour League Challenge. Last but certainly not least, Patrick is going to be bringing the Pro Tour to communities all across the nation. He'll be holding events promoting upcoming tournaments, as well as regional events at spots between tour stops, and crafted a plan where not only events be fun and value-driven, they will also benefit each local club, course, and/or store that helps to make the events happen. Events will be one round and will include a brief introduction from Patrick, who will share some of his experiences from time to time on the road with the Pro Tour. $20 to $25 entry fee. Your players pack will be $15 to $20. Will be worth $15 to $20. And they say, yes, it is a blatant money grab, but it will be fun, will provide value, and leave a lasting legacy of support to your local club. The events will also help keep Patrick out of trouble between tour stops. Stay tuned for more details. So they're basically running small one-day events, one-round events where you pay in. Part of the money goes to help fund the Disc Golf Pro Tour. You also get a players pack. If you do well, you get a payout in Disc Golf Pro Tour dollars. And overall, it's just kind of a fun event. You can get out and play and hang out, have a good time, and also help support the top level of the game. So that should be interesting. We'll see how that works. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is about the scoring system and the live conversation. I don't know if I'm going to get this podcast out in time for you guys to go check this out, but they're having some Google Hangout conversations about this new system. Next week, we'll be holding 2 live conversations to discuss how to use the UDisc Live app. Using the UDisc Live app will be a responsibility of the MPO and FPO player at each Pro Tour event this season in an effort to make this transition as easy as possible. These 2 live conversations will be held so players can watch and learn as well as ask any questions they have. So essentially, our goal is that every MPO and FPO player at all Pro Tour events should have complete and accurate scores and stats. We will ensure the scores are accurate by comparing the paper scorecard to the UDisc Live scoring app at the end of each round. Any discrepancies will be corrected before the cards are officially turned in. This will also serve as a double check to ensure that the correct scores are entered on the paper scorecard, with one person writing down scores and a different person entering scores in UDisc Live. This we will be eliminating the possibility of scores being written down wrong, whether maliciously or accidentally. As we discussed in our 2017 scoring review, in addition to more accurate scoring, we will create player statistics from the throws entered into the UDisc Live scoring app. These statistics will be used in the media by the players and fans and in statistical analysis of the courses and players. So that's cool to keep track of all that kind of stuff. That's definitely something that disc golf needs to continue doing. They need to track all this stuff so we can keep track of it. It just makes it that much more interesting to be able to break down the differences in the courses and the players. And I just think it's really important that we track all these statistics. Statistics are a huge aspect of professional sports, and I think that will help just lend more professionalism to our game. Player responsibilities: keeping score on the paper scorecard for 4 or 5 holes, keeping score on the UDisc Live scoring app for 4 or 5 holes. No scoring will happen during play. It'll all happen on the tee of the next hole. Disc Golf Pro Tour will provide phones for each card to utilize, so they don't have to use your own phone. They actually don't want you to use your own phone, from what I understand. Players may bring a caddy or scoring friend to keep score. Players can download the UDisc Live app to test it out. The app icon is orange square with a U in it. Players will receive a free year of UDisc Pro as a thank you. That's cool. We will have a UDisc scoring assistant on the tee of hole 2 to assist in the scoring of hole 1. So, yeah, after the first hole, they'll tell you how to do it, and then you'll kind of know what's going on from there. So, here are some of the advantages. Scoring errors will be a thing of the past when the two scores from the paper and the UDisc app are compared at the end of the round. Discrepancies will quickly be seen and will be easily corrected. Fair playing field for all. When all of the scores are correct, the paper scorecard is turned in. Accuracy of the statistics will be improved. During the past season, we would have occasionally see some scoring and statistics that were clearly a bit off. Having the players be directly responsible for this will mean that the tracking of the throws will be much more accurate. Data for course analysis will be more useful. Only 60% of MPO players had their data tracked in 2017. In order to ensure that the course tests all skill levels, we need scores and stats for all the players from the lead card to the last. I think that makes total sense. So yeah, that's great. We'll provide a scoring assistance to the top MPO and FPO and top 3 MPO cards, so that the data is collected in real time, throw by throw. As the tour grows, the number of scoring assistants will increase, and eventually this responsibility will be lifted from the players. All comments and questions are welcome. So essentially, as time goes on and the tour continues to grow, they're going to try to have people in place, volunteers or staff, to do all of this scoring themselves so the players won't have to. But for now, they're having the players help with the UDisc Live app in order to make sure all the stuff is correct, all statistics are tracked, and all that information is logged correctly. So that's cool. I think that's interesting, and I think it's a good step in the right direction. So for the average fan, this is the most exciting part of these press releases. Is the 2018 video coverage. It just says more, better. So, thanks to our amazing partners, we will again be expanding video coverage of the Pro Tour as we prepare for our third season. 2018 will see improved live coverage and expanded edited coverage, setting the table for yet another breakout year. So, how's this going to work out? Live coverage, 10 events. So, 10 events, 33 rounds in 2018. Every round of every tournament will be covered live on our watch page. Every event, every round, one link. So all you have to do is go to the same link for every event, and you're going to find that right there, and you'll be able to watch live every round of every tournament this season. So that's amazing. The better part, thanks in part to a partnership with the PDGA, the women's coverage on the live stream will be edited better and integrated better. Improved Smashbox TV equipment will mean a crisper broadcast, and better scheduling should shorten the average broadcast round to 3 hours. Player interviews and in-depth analysis on potentially pivotal holes will help give the viewer a deeper appreciation of the players and the course. And lastly, improved UDisc stats will be collected from every player, giving the commentators more meaningful stats to display. So there you go. So they're already trying to integrate that UDisc stats that we talked about for the live scoring into the live coverage as well, allowing just more informative commentating, and just to help you guys understand what's going on, what holes are playing the most difficult, and all that kind of interesting underlying statistics of these events. And edited coverage, there'll be more and they'll be better as well. So no fewer than 99 rounds of edited coverage will be produced during the 2018 Pro Tour season. Every MPO1, MPO2, and FPO1 card will have its own dedicated edited coverage. Edited coverage will be provided by Jomez Pro, Central Coast Disc Golf, the Disc Golf Guy, and the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So every first card, every second card in the men's Pro Open, and every FPO lead card will have its own dedicated edited coverage for every event, every round. That's awesome. That's going to be so much fun. Our guess is that Jomez and Central Coast will continue to improve as they have done for several years. Additionally, we will have a dedicated team creating the edited videos of the women's coverage. This will be a significant improvement over 2017 and hopefully bolster the women's game even more. So yeah, it also goes on to say that get ready to watch the best season of disc golf yet. The Pro Tour starts February 28th at 4 o'clock Eastern. So there it is. That is all the different press releases. I'm so excited about all this extra coverage, all the live stuff, all the Jomez stuff. Dedicated team covering the Women's Pro Open division as well for the edited coverage. It's all just going to be fantastic, and I can't wait to get the season started. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to the most in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are really excited to see. What's your favorite event of the year? What you think about some of these new changes. Let me know your opinion. I feel like I've been posting these episodes and people are listening, it seems, but I'm not getting a lot of conversation from you guys. Part of the reason why I wanted to do these was to start a conversation in the comments so you guys can talk about what you think about this stuff, ask me my opinion on any particular aspect of it, and I can kind of get a better sense of what you guys as my viewership are happy about and unhappy about, what you're looking forward to, and any opinions that you might have on any of this stuff. As we go forward with the Plastic Podcast, I hope to continue the conversation with you guys. So that's it for this episode. My voice is about to give out on me, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks very much for listening. I'll check you all very soon. Cheers.